what I would do is I would actually outline the conversation, right? Here's what I'm going to say. Here are her possible responses. Here are my responses to those possible responses, et cetera, right? And, I would actually apply that years later when I would, have to fire somebody. I would use exactly the same approach, or if I have to brief the president.
I'm sure you never thought that your outline for your first date was going to influence the way you talk to the president of the United States.
How about that? I never thought of that till just now either.
So for other people facing criticism with their work and trying to make it like you were, what advice do you give to them so that they're okay with the fact that half the people are going to like them and half the people aren't?
Accept that in your mind before you even start a project. No matter how good I do, half the people are going to have something to say about this. I've learned that things are painting. Like, you're like a painter. You're like a painter. Sometimes once you finish the painting and hang it on the wall, whether people like it or not, it's none of your business. It's their business. That's their problem. If they don't like what you put up there.
I think the funny thing about the story of the racquetball thing hasn't happened yet, which is I just found out that there's this service that this dude is doing in England, where people could hire him to come and say things at your funeral for you. So for instance, this dude got hired, comes to a funeral of whatever this guy, and in the middle of the funeral stands up, he's like, "Excuse me, everyone, can I get everyone's attention?" And he looks at everyone, he's like, "Michael," who's the guy that just died, his best friend, he's like, "Michael, Patrick wanted you to know that he always knew that you had sex with his wife. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to hire someone to come at my funeral and just say," he's like, "Tootie wanted everyone to know that he did beat Sam at the racquetball in Nike in 2005.
Yeah.
And he couldn't take the thing."
I found myself throughout my career having a lot of conversations with myself. And it's just like, you're going to go in this time and you're going to kill this audition. And I went in and I did. And they were like, "Wow, where have you been?" And I said, "Well, I was here 3 weeks ago, but I don't think you guys remembered." And they kind of laughed about it. And they said, "Well, you're going to be at the network tomorrow."
For those people whose parents do want them to find a secure job, but they have another passion, what advice would you give them?
Do both. I feel like, even to this day, Alex and I have, we have we've pursued everything that we've been interested in. And, we work 24/7 still, even in these COVID times. I think it all comes from having a thirst for knowledge and wanting to learn about the world and how other people have chosen to live their lives. And we've been fortunate enough to found each other that, we're both very like-minded, but, any kid that's out there that's not really sure what to do, you don't have to choose one. Do both. It all comes down to how hard you're willing to work, and if you want to work, you don't have to choose just one thing.